Hi, this is Angel back again. Today I'm bringing you a video that started out by Musically Obsessed. He did a thread about 5 albums that you're thankful to have in your collection. So I saw his video, also saw JC's video that they made. They were very good. So I promised them I'm going to jump into this thread because it's a wonderful idea. And what a great way to talk about Thanksgiving. It's just around the corner. And what are you really thankful of that you have in your collection? So let's start right off really quick. First one is this one. I already talked about it in past videos. It's one of those stories that is still very strong in my mind and my heart, and it's the first hard rock heavy metal album I ever listened to. I am very thankful that I learned about this music, band, you name it, back in the 80s, mid 80s, 1986 to be exact. I already spoke about it in a past video, but it is Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind. I am so thankful that this is in my collection. This is one of my pride and joys because, like I said, I listened to it back in the 80s one time when I went to visit my cousin's at his house. By the time I never heard about this music, and he was listening to it, and I quickly fell in love. He made me a copy on cassette. The rest is history. And what can I say? I'm so thankful that this is in my collection. It's my favorite Iron Maiden album, of course. It's not only one of the best, but it's pure nostalgia for me, how you could say. So yeah, I'm so thankful that I have this in my collection, and this completely changed my life after that. So yeah. The second one is one that I have to thank my good buddy Aaron Muta Alamer. Everybody, almost everybody in the VC know him. I have to be thankful to him because I learned about some of these bands from the late 80s, early 90s. That was the time that I started getting, lost in music, you could say. I was busy at work, making new friends, and I hardly had time to know what kind of new music was coming out at the time. Plus grunge came in and completely destroyed everything. So yeah, you could say I was all over the place with the music, and I lost track. And this is one of the bands that I saw that he played on one of his Tipsy Tuesday videos, and I completely fell in love with it. I hardly heard anything he said on that video because I was so focused on the music in the background. And it is, of course, Dirty Looks from The Wire. And like I said, I have to thank Aaron because introducing me to this band and many other bands after that. That's why I watch all his Tipsy Tuesday videos nonstop, because he always plays the best music I missed out when they came out. But like I said, thank you, Aaron. You rock. That's why you're one of the best here. Everybody loves you in the VC. I'm one of them. I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan. I talk about Aaron almost all my videos, and I'm a huge fan of him. And thanks to him, I learned so much good music that I love. I love the same type of music he loves. I love it too. And he has more knowledge about that music instead of me. And thanks to him, he's like my role model, my professor, you could say. I learned a whole bunch of stuff thanks to him. So yeah, Aaron, thank you. And Dirty Looks from The Wire. They have many other great albums, but this is my favorite. So yeah, thank you, Aaron, for showing me this one. Okay, this one is very wow, this is tough. This one I'm very thankful to have in my collection. Not only because it's a great album, underrated in my opinion. Is one of his best solo work. I guess this was the first one he did. And I'm talking about Steve Perry, Street Talk. It's my OG copy. I also have an audiophile copy. I have it on CD, on cassette. I'm planning to get a Japanese pressing to have all of this versions of all the media. The reason I'm saying it's kind of tough talking about this one because this was my mom's favorite album and artist. She first heard this album from Steve Perry, she fell in love with it, and quickly she expanded to listening to Journey and anything that Steve Perry was in. I remember the first time this album came out, she bought, that same year, she bought our first CD player. I'm talking about 85, 86, around there. Anyway, she bought our first CD player. At that time, they were, very expensive. I remember it was a Pioneer. And she wanted to test out, for the first time, the CD player. And the first album she wanted to buy was this one. At the time, she didn't know. She only know the song "Oh Sherry," and she wanted the whole album. So I went to the record store with her, and she quickly picked it up. Then she told me that anything else that he was in. I said, yeah, Journey. So I quickly got her Journey Greatest Hits, and she fell even more in love with that one. And those were the two CDs she bought that first day that we had our first CD player at home. And she played non-stop, constantly, those two albums, this one and Journey's Greatest Hits. But this was the one that she most loved. And sadly, she passed away back in 2017. And she was one of my main, could say, in music. My influences, and that's why I love music so much. It was because of her. She used to listen a lot of all kinds of music, like 80s stuff, especially Latin, romantic ballad stuff like that, And especially when she was cleaning around the house, she was always cranking the stereo up all the time. And I have so many great memories of her. So yeah, I am so thankful. I have this in my collection, and not only because it's a great album, it really reminds me of my mom. And every time I listen to this album, I feel like she's right next to me. Yeah. Sorry. But anyway, Street Talk of Steve Perry. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. This one is also special, and I'm very so thankful I hunted down a copy. This is kind of beat up, and it's very hard to come by to find this one. I'll see if I can get a better copy, but I highly doubt it because these are very old albums and they were played non-stop for many past owners. And this one's my first ever music purchase for me. It was back in 1983, and it's kind of like a K-Tel comp, but it was only released in Latin America, Puerto Rico and Mexico, you name it. And it is Viena Tu Cabeza Rock. I've already talked about this album before, past videos, but I have to mention this. I'm so thankful to finally get this copy. I had it on cassette for the first time when it came out. I played it down. That was my first introduction to rock music in general. And back in '83, and it's really awesome. It has so many awesome bands: Men at Work, Billy Idol, Toto, Journey, Santana, Nina Hagen, Adam Ant, Aisha. We have here REO Speedwagon. You also have here Shakin' Stevens, Saga, Canadian prog band. Here you have also Judas Priest and Loverboy, and yeah, After the Fire. But yeah, so many great tunes on this one, and I really enjoyed it. It brings me so many memories way back then. Like I said, this was my first purchase for the first time, and it introduced me to the whole world of music, especially rock. And yeah, I was like I don't know, 9 years old, around there. So yeah. And last but not least, this one is another one that I'm very thankful of. I have multiple copies of this album. I know many of you guys in the VC also probably have many copies of this album. I have cassettes, CDs, and vinyl. I have them like five or more colored, different pressings. But this is an OG first pressing, you could say, and it is of course Boston's debut album. And I'm so thankful I have this in my collections because this album always gets my spirit up when I'm feeling down, kind of depressed. You name it, you just pop this album and it'll put a smile on my face. And the whole album is pure, fantastic, a pure masterpiece from the 70s. I first listened to this album back in the early 80s. I remember a neighbor of mine used to crank this up all the time. That's when I first heard it. It was my mom's best friend back in the 80s. She used to crank this baby up all the time, and I fell in love with it. I was a little kid, and like I said, it's so good. All the songs on this album are so awesome, and like I said, I just put this album on and my spirit rests up, and just put a huge smile on my face and makes for me makes the day way better. And like I said, Boston, what can I say? Everybody knows this amazing album. So yeah, I'm thankful for that. So those are my 5 albums that I'm so thankful to have my collection. And like I can say I'm thankful to have met so many of you guys here in the VC. I'm thankful that this hobby of ours is coming back, thankfully. I thought everybody thought this media was all done and over with back in the 90s. Thanks that has come back in a strong way. Not only is so freaking awesome and fun to collect music on vinyl, but it brings so many heartful memories to us when we were kids and growing up and purchasing our first music. And what can I say? Again, I thanks to everybody here in the VC. You'll know who you are. JC, Aaron, Chris Profi, thank you for bringing the thread again. Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame. So many of you guys, you know who you are. So many to mention. And like I said, keep enjoying life, keep enjoying music. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey this week, and I hope you have a great week. And like I always say, rock on and happy Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.